Episode 90! Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? Let's find out! We have Iron Man, we have Hulk, and we have Animal Woman! Let's check it out right now. Out right now. Out right now. Out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me, your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as we discuss movies, television shows, and comic books, as well as the occasional board game, although I haven't done that in a little bit. I really kind of want to do a Star Wars Unlimited, not playthrough, but like a rules thing, because the rules are a little funky on that one. But anyway, we're going to jump into, mostly got 2 Marvel and 1 Kickstarter here this week, today. I do like 3 of these a week. But if you're not subscribed and this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you do subscribe, though, if you like talking about comics and kind of going through the plot and see if it'll make a good film and television show. What the problem is with it. How's the art? Is it on the right track or is it just garbage? I definitely have gone into the just garbage stuff lately. But if you're looking for anything that I've written, I am on Amazon. You can just type in Frank Zanca and you'll find my my profile there with my novels and my graphic novels, etc. And if you're looking for anything like signed, I did just release a comic book that was funded on Kickstarter. We have late pledge for anybody that wants to jump in last minute. That's on the Fund My Comic. It's the link below, the description below has the link in it. Again, it's to Fund My Comic, so if you want to jump in on that, it's Lords of LA, which is actually right here. So this is issue 1. You can pick up issue 1 and issue 2. Issue 2, we're almost done. I just got one of the pages in today that I have to go through it, make sure it matches the script, and go from there. But it's, again, it's my vampire mob set in 1950s. We'll talk about that in the back end a little bit. So let's jump into Iron Man. So this is by Jerry Duggan. I'm not a big fan of Jerry Duggan. His X-Men stuff is complete garbage normally. He did that whole thing with the Eternals. It was really bad. So this is the first Iron Man book I have gotten in a long time. I think the last Iron Man book I picked up, I was probably before a teenager. I think maybe I was 12. I have not really bought Iron Man ever. He's just not one of my favorite characters. And I just, unless he's in the Avengers, I picked up Avengers that he's in, but his solo book I barely ever buy. That's not true. I did buy the one where he got married to Emma Frost. So I lie. I did pick that one up. That is the last one. But again, I didn't continue it from there. I just picked that one up. And so, again, he married her because Orcus was after him. I really don't even know there's a story. And they used his Sentinel technology, his armor technology to build Sentinels. And it's going into this whole Fall of X thing. That's why it has the Fall of X in the side here. Rhodey isn't even in this book, but the cover is kind of cool, even though it's got Rhodey on it. I like the armor for that, the silver armor for War Machine. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the artwork in here is, I think, very good, and it starts out with he bought her a present. I think it's a weapon of something because he says, I think I bought you a weapon. But anyway, he hands that to her while she was in disguise for all this time, and he's like, you look like you, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. If I'm gonna die fabulous. And there is some chemistry between them, because they really didn't know each other. They've never really been in a book together before. But it's neat, kind of melding him with the X-Men, and I think there is a little bit of passion there as well. Of course, he was with Scott for a very long period of time. And when he comes back in, we find this guy here with Wolverine claws. And if they bring up the fact, that they had the Krakoa stuff and they had this resurrection protocol for the X-Men. So literally, it doesn't really make, none of that made any sense. Nobody's collecting that stuff. It made no sense. It's just bad. It's just bad script writing, bad plotting, because there's so many problems, just like they're bringing up here. Jerry Duggan's literally bringing up one of the problems from the other writers, that, yeah, if you resurrect Wolverine, he comes with a full set of adamantium skeleton. Well, every time he dies, why don't they just take the skeleton? And adamantium is so hard to find. It's so rare that all of a sudden he's got dead bodies all over the place. Might as well just keep killing them just to mine the adamantium. And I thought really that he couldn't really die, right, because of his healing factor. So where did this body? This just makes no sense. But anyway, Jerry Duggan took it to his thing where he brought in this guy. It's almost like a sentinel with Wolverine's skeleton. And so, again, it makes no sense. So he's kicking Tony's butt, of course. It's a robot with adamantium skeleton and adamantium claws that they basically reanimated the body with robotics. So it takes all the skin off or whatever else, and you can see that it's a robot underneath. And he's trying to... Oh, that's right. Fisk is there, just out of the blue, and he throws him his cane that's made of vibranium or something to that effect, that the claws can't cut. But it does cut his chest. But I guess Emma forgot to bring his gift with her. So I guess it wasn't that important. But she comes back in, and she turns into diamond form to save Tony. And she grabs him from behind, the robot from behind, and she tells him to go get his armor, and she's going to keep it busy. But I guess there's more to this robot than kind of meets the eye, and no pun intended. And he puts an inhibitor ring on her, which turns her back to human. Uh-oh. And even I think she says, "Oh God," but really it's like, "Oh shit." So she's about to get skewered and like a kebab, and Tony comes up out of the ground and with the armor on. And I guess he made armor out of something stronger than adamantium. The hierarchy of the metal, vibranium, is in the Marvel Universe is just hard to keep track of. So in there, you kind of think that he got stabbed, and I like that they did that, where it's kind of like, did he get stabbed? Did he not get stabbed? But the metal, see, it doesn't make any sense. The metal bent on his armor, and then does he have enough strength to squish an adamantium skeleton? I don't know. But anyway, she takes the ring off, and she turns back to Diamond, and they follow each other outside, and I guess there's one of his sentinels comes up, and he blasts the head off it, and he's like, "I'm pretty much over this shit." So he flies up into space, but anyway, there's that's the Orcus guys. What's his name? A Fei Long, and that looks like Mr. Sinister, but I don't think it is. It's another clone of Sinister or something to that effect. But anyway, Fei Long is pretty pissed off. He's like, "Ah!" And he pukes up some red or green stuff. Whatever. I don't know what he's doing there. But anyway, he runs to his Sentinel, and I guess he's got like a War Machine looking Sentinel, and he flies back down to Earth. Meanwhile, Tony, so I guess he didn't fly into space. I don't know what he was doing there. But he, I guess he does like the house party protocol there, and he calls in all the armors, and it all kind of melds around him, kind of like a Zord or whatever. Voltron situation going on, and all of a sudden you see that he's got the Sentinel Buster. So it's not a Hulk Buster here; it's a Sentinel Buster. So I don't know, man. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun with this issue. I like the relationship between Tony and Emma. I think it really kind of works in this issue. This gets kind of flirty, and there's a little bit of passion in there. She saves him, and then he saves her. I like that back and forth. The House Party Protocol becoming the Sentinel armor, and having the Sentinel technology using the Iron Man technology. I think that's really good. And I guess because we have this plot hole of this resurrection crap going on, might as well have Jerry Duggan use it. I mean, it's a shit thing, man. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, especially now that you think about that there's adamantium bodies all over the place. I don't know, man. But if you're going to have it that way, you might as well use it as a writer, right? If some other writer made a mistake, just jump off it, I guess. Anyway, will it make a good movie? Melding Iron Man with portions of the X-Men, where they're using his Sentinel technology, or his technology to make Sentinel, I think it's a really good idea. I think that'll make a good movie, especially if you're going to try to reboot it and the X-Men are already going to be in the Marvel Universe. Why not? All right, let's go into Hulk. I've really liked this. This is issue 10. And the last issue started out with this monster. It was pretty much a monster of the week type situation. But it's only really been a couple of issues, and they get rid of the monster, and they go to the next monster. And it's leading to this other bigger monster that wants Hulk's... They want to separate Hulk. He wants the Hulk powers. They want to separate Hulk from Banner. And so he's got this female sidekick that's a runaway. She's like burned on half of her face. Her name is Charlie, and she hangs with Hulk because he makes her feel safe. So now they're in New Orleans. So it's kind of like the TV show where it's they're kind of just walking all over the place. I guess across the country. That's a lot of walking. But that's where we start. And Charlie was taken by this old woman who killed a cop because he was rude. And we find out that she's actually the monster, and Charlie's now taken by her. Hulk is another part of the city, and I liked this whole thing up to this issue. This issue was very disappointing, and I'm going to show you why. So we have Mardi Gras going on, of course, because I guess it's Mardi Gras. This looks like Day of the Dead, though. But anyway, so Hulk lands in the middle of whatever this thing. Look, maybe it is Day of the Dead. I don't know. I've been to Mardi Gras, but whenever you go to New Orleans, I guess the only thing you know is Mardi Gras. Of course, it's in February, so it's kind of cold too. So I don't know, February, March, which makes sense because it's March now. But anyway, you see this guy in the background. I'm like, really? You just colored the guy blue? I didn't really realize what he was. He's also in that other panel over there. But the coloring or the art on this is not good. So the regular, in fact, it even says on there, Danny Earls is the guest artist, because it's not the regular artist. So we can see now, this is the part that I like, because we get into this horror thing where Charlie is running through this mansion, and you can see the silhouette of the monster, and she falls through the floor, and we keep hearing the monster kind of taunting her. Charlie, don't run, Charlie, don't. That reminds me of the unicorns. Charlie. I don't know if you ever saw that on YouTube or whatever. It's okay, Charlie. But anyway, this thing is chasing her, and it's really just hunting her from above. It pretty much knows exactly where she is, but it's just kind of playing with her, like playing with your food. And, it's kind of gross looking. I don't know if that thing can actually walk. And look at the amount of legs it's got compared to its feet, but it's a monster. And then you have the Hulk trying to accidentally terrorizing New Orleans, and like, oh my God, it's the Hulk! Run! He's gonna destroy everything! He's a party pooper! And he is throwing a car in and it's really badly drawn. But if the top panel, he is just tossing a car. So he is get. Oh, and look at the artwork on the bottom there. I mean, it's bad. I mean, that's almost like Popeye type of art. It's just bad. But anyway, then he sees the guy that's all blue, and we find out that the guy that's all blue is dead. He's a ghost. Since when can the Hulk see ghosts? What is going on here? What? And here they already lost me. The Hulk cannot just see ghosts. And he's like, oh, you can see me? What? Hulk is not supernatural, man. He's hit by gamma rays. And then from here, we totally take off the story to tell us the backstory of the monster. And the Hulk is like, where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? Well, let me tell you a story. The story is that this thing was killing people all through the 100 or 500 years of the city. And it's a really bad thing. And that's the end. There's no reason for these flashbacks. It tells us nothing besides the fact that it killed stuff and it killed him. What else do we need to know? You could say that in 2 lines, man. It kills people. It's been around for 100 years and it killed me. That's all you need to know. We don't need 5 pages of it telling us that it killed him. I mean, what a waste. We're still going with this flashback. And it says that he followed it to some kind of a church-looking thing. And then the Hulk finds it. So the whole reason for all these pages, all this flashback, all this stupid shit with the fact that he can see ghosts is just to give him a lead to find the girl. All somebody had to say is, I saw her go in there. That's it. Now leave us alone. That's all you needed. You didn't need any of this. What a waste. So that's what I'm saying. So he finds this church thing or whatever where Charlie is. And he goes, oh, this must be the place. It looks like the place the guy described as he's the dead detective. We can't have the dead detective. So we have all these dolls that are creepy, and they're going, what are they saying? They're saying, I can't feel my legs. So I guess the thing turns them into porcelain dolls or whatever, but they're actually bone or something like that. I don't know, but they're encased in that. But anyway, the monster, jumps to the ground and it's like, you're big and green and ugly, so I'm going to kill you. And she goes, rah! And that's the end of that. What a waste. We could have finished the whole story with the amount of pages that are wasted in here. And then giving Hulk the ability to see dead people. What is he? Manly Joe Osment? I see dead people. Grr. Does that mean Banner sees dead people too? What a waste. It's bad. It's bad. Unfortunately, it was good up to this point, but they ruined it. So hopefully the next issue will go back to the original artist and the writer will get his head out his ass. All right. So the next book we have is Animal Woman from the Planet Mars. So I guess this is issue 1. And this has a thing called biomancy where, it's kind of an allegory for today where, instead of, taking hormones and stuff like that, people are splicing their DNA with animal DNA and they're mutating. I actually have something like that in Shadow Raven, but it's not called biomancy. It's called biocombineering, and it's done by a lab. And everybody doesn't have it. It's just people, the doctors are experimenting. But here it's anybody. Anybody can do it. And the artwork is actually pretty good in here. I mean, that's a really good splash page. So I guess this is a hooker or something like that. And she's like, we can do whatever you want. And he's like, well, I'm gonna strangle you and kill you and throw you out the window. How about that? How much is that? You gonna charge extra for that? But he does. He throws Cheetah Girl out the window. And again, the artwork is pretty good. So he throws Cheetah Girl out the window. She's like, crash. Ah! That's gonna leave a mark. Ah! So anyway, he's one of the people who witnessed it said, I think I saw some tentacles in the window. Did you say you saw testicles in the window? No, I said tentacles. Get your mind out the gutter. So then we see this reporter that looks too much like the main character. They should have made her dark-haired or whatever. Because originally that's what I thought. I'm like, well, she's a reporter too. But anyway, so I guess the main character used to be a superhero and is now a detective. I guess that's the deal. But anyway, so they talk about biomancy and the fact that there's people killing biomancy people. Again, I think it's an allegory for what's going on with trans and stuff to that effect. But anyway, so we have the CSI person was apparently on a date, and she was gay. She's gay because they make a point of saying that just for a panel, just for the hell of it. But anyway, that's the main character and her partner, and they're on this case of finding out, and they're in Vegas, and they're finding out, what is doing the killing, and yeah, literally, that's what I was telling you over here. She literally says, oh, I gotta go back on my date, and she's this tall, and blah, blah, blah. So they make a one-panel point for no reason, just to tell us that she's gay. Okay. So anyway, they find the bite marks or whatever else from the tentacles on her, and they go up to the apartment to see the broken window. And they're saying, well, is it suicide or whatever else? But the bite marks, of course, there isn't. And she's like, what are you smelling? Because she's part animal mutant or whatever. I don't know what she is. Because she turns into metal animals. I'm not sure that a metal bird can fly. Wouldn't it be too heavy? It would be no feathers. I don't know how that would work. I don't think that was thought through. I don't know why they have to be metal. I don't understand that. But anyway, she drops in. She finds I guess she smells him and follows the scent, takes out her gun, and she says, stop where you are and don't move. Keep your tentacles to yourself. And boy, look at that. Young lightning. And boy, that isn't stealing. And apparently he wants to do TV shows because he's called everything season 1. But anyway, so he easily knocks the gun out of her hand and then throws her through a window into a pool where she comes out and sees this guy, and she's like, you're so hot. Now, it doesn't say anything about the fact that she has superior strength or, because she didn't turn metal during this period of time. So literally, she went through a window. She should be splatted against the window. But whatever. So anyway, she takes, without going out, finding the bad guy again, she lets the bad guy go and sleeps with the guy instead. At least your priorities are in the right spot. Forget the fact that we got a murderer on the loose. You actually saw him. You knew kind of where he was. Forget all that. Let's just go to bed. I need a break. But then she comes off as a total bitch, and she says, okay, because I guess they did it 3 times, and he's like, I can't do it again. She's like, then get out. Really? Really? Wow. And he's like, can I get your number? And she's like, no, get the fuck out. Wow. Way to make your character likable there. So she goes to, so she's literally has a one-night stand, leaves the killer, and then treats the other guy like shit. This is not a likable character. So then she goes to see her partner, and she tells him that she found the guy, but she really doesn't know what he looked like. And he's like, rough night, and she's like, I didn't get any sleep at all. And he's like, well, we have to go to the coroner. And she's like, really, now? So he drives his cool car to the coroner. And of course, even the coroner, is everybody changed into animals? I think that's kind of strange. Why would everyone change? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, she takes a closer look at the bite marks, and they said it's, she's definitely murdered, and they're like, I know that. So they inspect it, blah, 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 and then she gets a call. Well, they didn't call the other partner, and she looks like she's yelling at the captain. She's like, and there's more killings? What? What happened? Why is there more killings? And why the hell are you calling me? Oh, yeah, I'm on this case, sorry. But again, we get a flashback where he picks up. He's kind of like Jack the Ripper. So he picks up these girls and then kills them in the car. So he's going to need new windows and probably an upholstery cleaning. And then they give us a little bit of backstory on that and everything like that. See, powers and abilities. It doesn't say anything about the fact that she has any kind of super healing or imperviousness or anything to that effect. So I like the concept. It's nothing really new. I mean, I created the biocombineering friggin' in the 90s, so it's nothing new. I wish her powers were a little bit more described and maybe diverse. Would it make a good film or television show? Maybe it needs more refining. It's kind of all over the place, and the metal thing doesn't work. So maybe. And they need to make her more likable, because she's not likable in this at all. Hulk has fallen off the deep end. I like the horror portion of it. I think putting Hulk into a horror type movie would work very well. But this is dropped off the deep end now. And Iron Man, pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to pick up 16. So 16 just came out. Pleasantly surprised. I will pick up another issue. I'm kind of liking it. And again, I have not collected Iron Man in a long damn time. It's funny, I'm collecting Iron Man and not Batman. Who's my favorite character. And there's no Aquaman, so I can't even collect Aquaman. It doesn't exist. All right, well, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. And, let me know what you guys are collecting. If you're collecting something that I'm not, and if you're finding that I should be reading something that I'm missing out on, let me know as well. Because there's a couple of books dropping off now that are finishing. Also, remember that Lords of LA is on Fun by Comic. It is by vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood. It's definitely a mature book, so there's plenty of blood, sex, and fangs. Don't buy it for the kids. And it's definitely made for the adults. Even Marilyn Monroe's in it. She makes an appearance considering it's the 50s. And the pages I just got in where we have a were-panther fight. And there's plenty of, it's just flesh rendering stuff. It's pretty cool. Also, Mark Spears, who does cover art for Vampirella. He did Power Rangers. He did Spawn. Anyway, he had a whole slew of art for classic monsters. So we're doing a classic monster card game right now. It's going to be awesome. So I'll let you guys know when that launches as well. His art really propels the game forward. You're also able to play as a classic monster, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, etc. All right, remember to give me a like and subscribe. It definitely helps with the algorithm. Give me the thumbs up. Ring that bell. If you're not subscribed already, why the hell not? It's free. Help me grow the channel out. And, of course, I will see you guys on the next video. Remember to check out some other videos that will pop up here as well. Have a good one, guys. And tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's New Comic Book Day. Woohoo! Woo! Woo! So it's New Comic Book Day. Woohoo!